Avoiding disaster, maybe not embarrassment, but definitely avoiding disaster. This could have been a very different hour, Superstar Dev. We'll try to find the middle here. We'll try to find the right balance. What is up, everyone, and welcome in to the technically DNVR Winners Lounge, baby.
Let's
go. You could call it maybe the worst win of the year. It's not the worst loss of the year. And it could have been. Welcome in to the Toyota Lounge, presented by your Toyota Winners Lounge, presented by your Front Range Toyota stores. And of course, the Winners Lounge is presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app, use code DNVR365, deposit $10, and place a bet of $5 or more to get $150 in bonus bets. And I am Brendan Vogt, and I am riding with one co-host tonight. Thankfully, it's Superstar Dev. Dev, what's happening, man?
Man, that was a rough win, but
yeah.
It would have been even a tougher loss. That was really going to be the makings of one of the worst losses that we've experienced with the Nuggets. So for them to not lose the game has me kind of happy.
I mean, look, it's not a loss. I mean, I don't think I'm not going to look tonight. I don't think our chat's probably overjoyed with the way that one went. But man, I mean, look, the truth is, in the standings, Dev, that was a big result. Even if that was not a barometer win, that was a win all the same that has a big impact on the standings. But listen, welcome everyone in, hanging out here in the Toyota chat. We appreciate you as always. And we like to start out these lounges, post-game lounges, by throwing up our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways. Shout out to the homies at Red Hawk Roofing, best roofers in the game.
No fast breakdown tonight?
I probably could do the fast breakdown, couldn't I? That's what I forgot. I have notes too. I did forget about the fast breakdown. Why don't we do that? All right, well, the Nuggets get the win 131-126 over the Los Angeles Lakers. My first note is that the Nuggets looked unserious, and it looked way too easy for Austin Reeves. What do you think? Did that check out?
Oh, absolutely. He did whatever he wanted to in that first half. I really did think that this was about to be one of the 40, 15, and 10 triple doubles for him.
Yeah, it was not looking good. Austin Reeves was off to a crazy start. Malone calls the first time out. He looks absolutely incredulous. There was a lot of Aaron Gordon to start for the Nuggets, which was good. Russ got it going a little bit at the end of the first quarter. Those two guys, I think, really were the signs of life for the Nuggets. But here's the thing. The real note from the first quarter is that the Lakers put up 40 points. And it was 12 points from Austin Reeves and 7 assists. They start the second quarter without Jokic. Murray and Mike score to open it up. Mike gets to the line. Murray hits a jumper. Then the Nuggets get serious on defense for probably the only 5 minutes of the night. Mike actually played some D, had a couple of nice defensive possessions to force heaves at the end of the shot clock. Russ hit a 3, and the Nuggets work it back to a tie game here with Jokic checking in. Russ turns into a playmaker. Mike gets into some foul trouble, and unserious defense strikes again. So the Nuggets lead, but it's a small lead, 71-67 at the half. Again, Reeves on pace for 40-20-10. Not great, Bob. In the third quarter, Murray gets it going a bit. That's going to end up being important. The Nuggets open the lead thanks to the starters who score 17 points in the first 5 minutes of the second half. But then the turnover bug bites. The Lakers go on a 19-9 run to close the third. It is a 3-point game somehow to start the fourth. No yoke. Russ cannot stop turning the ball over. The Lakers take a lead with about 10 minutes left in the fourth. Watson gets hurt. It's not looking good. Reeves gets another one. The Lakers take a 4-point lead into the final 5 minutes. Mike gets a couple of scores in transition after the stops. Vando goes 1 of 2 at the line. Murray blocks Reeves. They go back and forth at the free throw line a little bit. Murray hits a huge 3 to take a 119-116 lead with just under 3 minutes remaining. CB picks Austin Reeves, slams it. Looks like the Nuggets are going to pull away, Dev. No. Dalton Connect hits another three at the 2-minute mark. It's 121-119. AG hits both his free throws after getting fouled, but the Lakers hit a corner three. Reeves strips Jokic, goes right by CB. The Lakers take the lead 124-123. Murray turns it over on an entry pass to Jokic. The Lakers take a 3-point lead after the Dalton Connect slam. Then he slams his head on the ground. That did not look good, by the way. How are the Nuggets gonna pull this thing off? Well, all things are possible through number 15. Jokic and one ties the game at 126. Murray gets a stop on Reeves, and what does he do, Dev? Jamal Murray hits another shot. A big-time three ends up being the go-ahead three. Russ steals the inbounds. And the Nuggets get the win. Not exactly a feel-good win, but a win all the same. A hectic final 5 minutes there in Ball Arena. Now we can finally go to our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways. What do you got for me, Superstar?
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway in that one, I really actually have two of them. One, that is not a game that you're excited about, a win that you're excited about. But also the thing that you can get excited about and behind is that two-man game is a real thing that the Nuggets have. And we got to see them use it to close out the Lakers in that one. They were perfect down the stretch with the two-man game. Yes, there was the turnover in the middle of that, but you get it to Jokic, you get it to Jamal, you put the ball in their hands, and they make that happen. And they truly needed that, like, to get down, the stretch. My second one is the reason that you're not able to beat a shorthanded team like the Lakers or really anybody like in blowout fashion. Something's got to give on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot play as horrendous as they do on the defensive end and think that you're going to blow out a team or any game is going to be easy. We've been seeing this team all year. They have some very, very rough losses. A loss to the Wizards, who they play tomorrow, and it's because their defense is just not close to where it should be if you want to call yourself a contender. This was another game of seeing them with bad defense. They were lucky to win that game.
There's no doubt about it, man. There's no doubt about it. And I think my big takeaway is similar, which is that you could point to so many things about, all right, well, certain things happen when guys are out. The other guys play harder. Weird stuff happens in the NBA. But defensively, this team hasn't earned that benefit of the doubt. It's not an outlier for them to not play defense for 80 to 90% of the game. And so ultimately, it feels like what happened is what's an extension of what's been happening all season long with this team, which is whether they're playing good teams or bad teams, they can't play 4 quarters worth of defense. And the offense is elite. I mean, they put up 140 against the Oklahoma City Thunder not too long ago, but the defense, it doesn't seem to really matter what the circumstance is. They can't put 4 quarters of great defense together. That's the scariest thing about this win. That's the scariest thing about this team as they head into the postseason. But at least they got a win. I mean, look, it's a big one in the standings. I think it bumps the Lakers down to 5th, and I believe Memphis lost. So, look, still in second place, still technically sitting in a good spot in the Western Conference, but ultimately the defense is it's not something you can sweep under the rug here on Friday, March 14.
Austin Reeves was able to do whatever it is that he wanted in that game. What did you see from Austin Reeves and like the way that they defended Austin?
It was just too easy, and it was a little bit of everyone. I mean, look, CB played well. CB is supposed to be locking those guys up. It's a team defense thing. I mean, it's not that hard to get a switch to hunt the guy you want. They hunted Mike at first in the beginning, hunted Jamal with some success. But, I mean, even in clutch time, it was just way too easy for there was the possession where Reeves strips Jokic, and then he just goes right by Christian Brown with his dominant hand. And so it just sort of still feels like, it could be Austin Reeves. It could be anyone in that 1A option, and they're going to be able to do what they want to do against this defense right now. So that's the scary part. I don't want to go too hard on it after a win. I know no one feels good about the win, but their inability to get serious about defense for more than 5 minutes at a time is not something to ignore. It just can't be.
Yeah,
Des on a couch now, by the way.
Defense has been something that, Nuggets fans, Nuggets players, everybody is wanting right now from them, but it's because that's what's going to make them a contender. That's what makes them a team that can get it out west. And if you're struggling like that against like a undermanned Lakers team, if you're struggling like that against some of these bottom, dwelling teams, how do you think you're just going to be able to flip a switch when it comes to the postseason and think that that's just going to be enough? There's not teams, especially when you look like at the playoffs, who you're going to go up against that are going to allow you to have those many opportunities, that many chances. And the playoffs, as we know it, every single possession matters. If you're not playing any defense whatsoever and you're letting guys get comfortable, there's not much else you can do there. They were without Luka, who is, like one of the best players in the entire world. You have LeBron James. If they're locked in like that, and you have Austin Reeves, who's their third, fourth option, some nights, what is it that you're really asking for your team to do? This is a night that you have to make a stand on that end of the floor and say, we're going to slow him down and make somebody else beat us.
I agree, man. And what drove me crazy was the 5 minutes in the second quarter they decided to play defense. Looked like they could. And now, granted, that's not exactly the Western Conference All-Stars they were playing, but it's just really frustrating the way that some of it seems like a choice. Like, I know they don't have great defensive personnel, but there's the discrepancy between the first half and the second half. There's what it looks like when they really apply it, but they haven't applied it enough to earn benefit of the doubt. And so the defense is scary right now as Eric Weedham takes a seat here in the winner's lounge. A lot was going on here behind the scenes. A little mad scramble. But we've got Eric Weedham, D-Line Co., on the couch that was not here when the show started.
That's right.
Well done, Kale. Eric, we're doing our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways right now. I know you just got here, but do you have any? And I know you had a real good ticket and a real good view to that mess of a game.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is that I want to be rich, man. I want to sit courtside every game. That was incredible. I got 2 hot dogs. They were free.
Oh, man.
Got Sour Patch Kids. The game sucked. I mean, did you want me to talk about the game?
Yeah, I was wondering if you had any big takeaways about the game.
JJ Redick, every time that Jokic touches the ball, all the Lakers coaches start saying, no catch, no catch, no catch. If they're trying to get it into him, so they won't allow him to do it. Jared Vanderbilt was like pretty encouraging to his squad. He was like, come on, guys, let's get some rebounds. And I kept saying over and over, because I was informed by some Serbians that came into the bar today, I was saying, Doji u Denver to Luka over and over, which means come to Denver.
No.
And he didn't acknowledge me even once.
Didn't even look once.
Not one time. Well, he actually kind of looked once, and then he was like, why am I looking into the crowd? And then he never did again.
At what point, if at any point, did you feel like the Nuggets were going to win that game, Eric?
In the third quarter.
In the third?
But then I was like, oh, they're going to lose the game.
Yeah.
Shortly thereafter, like at the beginning of when they went on their run, like I tweeted like, oh, the daddy loading, here we come. Like they got off early. They scored 40 points somehow in the first quarter. But obviously that's not going to happen again. The Nuggets are going to, right the ship, and they're going to obviously win this game easily. And that they got kind of a comfortable lead, but then it was just like, it's weird to sit that close. I mean, you guys didn't know where I was sitting. I was very close.
Really close.
I was very close. And it's difficult to actually tell what the fuck is going on. Write the report, sorry. To tell what the heck is going on because JJ Redick's in your way. But I noticed that the Lakers were getting to the basket very easily.
Yeah, every time they were looking around JJ to see the baskets being
I was.
put out.
It was really, really easy.
They were getting to the rim very easily every single time.
What was their sideline like? Did you get a sense of that? Were you close enough for that?
They were like, it was kind of dorky, to be honest. Like there's I'd love to know the name of their assistant coach. It's just like one super intense assistant coach back behind. He has like big wide eyes. He's like, come on guys, and but it was like surprisingly dorky. I was like, aren't you guys supposed to be like the cool guys of the league? I don't know. It was weird. Dorian Finney-Smith was kind of dorky. Like everyone was kind of dorky, man.
I think the big thread to pull on guys on the other side of the break when we get back here, now that we have everyone's big takeaways, how much of that was the classic sort of the B teams just do this, and to what ratio of it is that versus this is just a common denominator for the Nuggets that's scaring you? Dev and I talked about it a little bit, Eric. We'll talk about it more on the other side of this break. Shout out Mando. It's a men's deodorant brand that's hyper-focused on keeping every aspect of a man's body smelling fresh and clean. And I mean every aspect. Here's the thing. When you smell bad, you think you should put deodorant on. When you put deodorant on just your armpits, you probably still smell bad, man. This is a head-to-toe operation, and Mando knows it. They overtly call out more colorful parts of men's bodies, such as pits, bellies, buttons, balls, butt cracks, grundles, and more. Their scents are geared towards men with options like bourbon leather and Clover Woods, Mount Fuji, and Pro Sport. So make sure you get on the Mando game and make sure you're ready to take care and tackle body odor from head to toe, because again, it's really not just an armpit game, the deodorant game. And Mando knows it. So shout out Mando and their starter pack, which is perfect for new customers. Comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, and free shipping as a special offer for listeners. New customers get $5 off starter packs with their exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. That code is DNVR. That's us. Go to shopmando, MANDO.com. Please support our show and tell them that we're the ones that sent you. And right now you can play the Colorado Lottery, and you may notice that's got a little Denver Nuggets theme to it. So this is a fun scratch off. It's going to give you 20 different ways to play, 20 different chances to win. Only costs you $5, and the overall top prize is $50,000. And here's the good news: $50,000 is still on the board because we played it and we did not win. We did not win the grand prize.
All but $5 is still on the board.
All but $5 is still on board. There are 25 $5,280 prizes, deepening the brand connection with the Nuggets Mile High Basketball, providing a high number of high-value winning experiences. Perfect if you're a Denver Nuggets fan or a scratch fan. This is available now. Go ahead and play. Pretend you're the Nuggets. See if you can win one of 20 games. The only downside is the Nuggets lose a lot in this theoretical.
You don't have to take that to mean anything other than it's you losing, not the Nuggets.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, listen, you might win, though. You might win. I've already won $5.
Probably will win,
Go play the Colorado Lottery with the Denver Nuggets theme. $5 to play. Available now. All right, we're back. What Superstar Dev and I were talking about, Eric, right before you showed up, is, on one hand, like when you play a team that's missing a lot of guys, they're going to play harder than you. We've seen that before, especially against this team. On the other hand, the Nuggets have kind of been doing this all year long, like letting a lot of teams score 40 points in a single quarter. You're letting teams keep it close when it shouldn't be. So I guess we know that was frustrating to watch. How much did it scare you is really the question.
Early on, it didn't, honestly, it's funny. Again, it's weird, being in that perspective, because it just looks and feels differently. I was like, oh, they're making some shots, whatever. The Nuggets didn't seem stressed, so I didn't seem particularly stressed. I know that if I was sitting and watching it on the television, watching defensive breakdowns and open three-point shots and all this stuff, I would have been a lot angrier than I was. But the Nuggets were just kind of whatever. And I kind of had that same feeling. I never for a second thought that they were going to lose that game until the last 50 seconds. I was like, oh my God, are they going to lose this game? This game felt to me like both teams didn't think it counted. In the Lakers sense.
Well, the Lakers looked like they wanted it.
Well, they were just so free.
Right.
Austin Reeves was just letting it fly, and Dalton Connect was just letting it fly, and Markieff Morris and guys that you're like, what? Jared Vanderbilt was just playing with a freedom that I don't think that they would play with if LeBron and Luka were there to, keep them on task and have them just be the defensive, stalwarts that they generally are. So I don't know. It was kind of a weird game from that standpoint. It didn't seem like a regular game to me at all.
Yeah, I mean, that does happen in these sort of B team games. I mean, Dev, how much did it scare you? If you had to put a number on it, 1 to 10, they didn't lose.
Yeah.
Just to recap.
While it was happening, you really didn't think they were going to lose until they went up 5 or 6 or something like that with the Austin Reeves. He threw up that random three-pointer, and you're like, okay, man. Now they're getting lucky. Then it's okay, then they finished a couple more. But you brought up a good point about, the Nuggets not feeling like they panicked. There's two sides of that. One, it's the reason they were in that situation.
Exactly.
So, that's, not a good thing to have. But also, once they were down, they still seemed poised. And we've seen this team like, look rattled at times or like just not answer the call. They still wanted that game. They still went to the execution. They still went to like, we're going to make sure we get Jokic the ball, or we're going to make sure that other people are stepping up. We're going to play hard defense. That's still from Christian Brown. That was like the changing point of the entire game when he went behind Austin Reeves, grabbed it, and went out for the dunk. Because now it's like, okay, momentum's back on your side. You're at home. You got the home crowd behind you screaming. Like, you have to like show up in that moment. But like I was worried, because like you let a team hang around, then they really did knock down so many shots, and they played well. And that was them going against the foul calls that we typically want. They weren't getting like this. This was a little bit different of a game than what we're typically like accustomed to.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I do think like the further we get from it, the easier it'll be to simmer off and kind of say, like, these things do happen. It's March. Wouldn't be the first time the Nuggets get weird in March. We were hoping to see them get serious. Probably wouldn't call that game serious. You're playing a team resting a lot of guys. So from that perspective, like, it's not too surprising. It was just kind of the way the Wolves game went, that I was hoping that they would come and seize this one more and just kind of like settle everything down a little bit and be like, yeah, like, we wanted this. We don't care who was playing or who was not playing.
The funny thing was that this game, they didn't have LeBron, they didn't have Luka, but Dalton Connect and Austin Reeves played the roles of Luka and LeBron. They both scored in the 30s, 32 and 37 respectively, and all the rest of the guys played the same role that they normally play. So even though it wasn't like the Lakers that weren't playing Dorian Finney-Smith or Gabe Vincent, it's not like they would have added a lot more offensive power. It's like it was actually kind of deceptive in that way. Like, everybody else just still clogged up the paint, still like they were beating up on Jokic, and so it wasn't those guys, but it kind of was. It was in a weird way. Like, that wasn't a diminished Lakers squad in a strange way, if that makes sense. Like, the scoring came from two different guys that can also score but never get the opportunity to because of LeBron and Luka. But the game plan was the same for them as it is any other night.
Let's switch gears a little bit, because this was a winner's lounge. I mean, literally, as a matter of fact, they did
let me guess if you guys played the funky music.
So no, we did not. We wanted to acknowledge what that looked like.
Were you going to guess that?
We wanted to acknowledge what we looked like.
Yes, I mean, we're so generous with the funky music.
So I'm glad we built the proper perspective into our big takeaways.
I feel great, by the way.
But by the way,
there seems to be a somber tone here. I was going
to say, let's switch gears. They won the game, and Eric, they won the game because Jamal Murray hit another shot.
Dude, that was incredible.
You were in the building. Talk to me about that moment.
I was like 5 feet away from him, and I was like, "Hey, Jamal, shoot!" And he was like, "Bet." Just kidding. But I was 5 feet away, and it was dope, dude. Like, it wasn't the play that they wanted. Like, they were trying to get the ball to Jokic, and like both Jamal's defender and Jokic's defender were all over him. So Jamal was like, all right. He just went right to the open space and just like very calmly knocked it down. He wasn't like, he didn't rush. It was very in control. It was impressive to watch, actually. Like, he just, so much poise. Like, those guys obviously have been through this 8 million times. And like, that shows in those big moments where other guys would get rattled. Like, Jamal Murray down the stretch was great. And, Russell Westbrook got that steal at the end. I mean, there were a lot of guys that weren't great throughout that stepped up when it mattered most. And that's kind of the time of the year that we're in,
Yeah. What'd you see from Jamal tonight, from the shot and in totality?
Well, first off, the shot was like inevitable.
Yeah.
Like, I know Lakers fans just hate Jamal. You have to. Because he really just has...
I mean, to be fair, Nuggets fans kind of do too.
Oh, for sure. But he has these big games against them. Like, that was a quietly sneaky good game from him. 26 points. It seems so quiet. But then he hits the biggest shot, as he always does, against the Lakers, and like really puts them to bed. That's the type of performance you get from Jamal. I don't think that he was like great in this game, but he did enough to put them over the edge, put them right where they wanted to be, and that's what you get from Jamal, like, more often than not. Knocking down 3 shots. He had 5 of 9 from deep. Like, they had a game plan to try to like stack the paint against Jokic, which gave him, open shots. He took it. I do think that the game came a little bit, more to him this game. than typical. Even if you think about the turnover late, it was because he was trying to force the issue with Jokic because he's been, like he's the best player in the world. But then it was like, okay, I can't get it there. I just made a mistake there. This time I'm going to shoot it, and he knocks it down. So I think that if you're a Jamal fan, you're excited about that game. If you're a Jamal hater, you have something to complain about, and that's the Jamal Murray experience.
So well said, Ben. So perfectly well said. Because I think if they lost that game, there were a lot of Jamal things I was ready to talk about. And then he hit a lot of really important shots.
Who were you guys the maddest at during that game? I'll tell you who I was.
Well, at one point it was Jamal.
It started bouncing. I personally think Peyton Watson.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, yo, because his minutes, he didn't play that long, but all of them were bad. So I was like, yo,
this was a bad game.
What are they doing here?
Just
Did you guys see any updates, by the way, on Peyton Watson? On his health? If you see anything on Twitter, let me know, because obviously he got hit pretty hard there.
What did that Dalton connect? Did you see him land on the back of his head?
Oh my gosh.
Gnarly.
I couldn't believe they put him back in the game.
I couldn't either.
He probably thought he was like in the middle of a bonfire. He had no idea where he was. Like everything was hurting. He held his leg. That was bad. Head, he grabbed his arm. I was like, yo, that was a rough play. But Dalton Lee was incredible in this game in front of his hometown.
In front of me specifically. I didn't appreciate it though, so I mixed messages.
I wonder if Jeff Morton was there. He's the king of Thornton, and that's the prince of Thornton. He has to be the prince.
He has to be the Lord of Thornton.
Back to Jamal for a second. He even made some big time defensive plays down the end, right? Like he blocked Reeves. I think he got another stop on Reeves, and then he hit that big shot, and he hit a lot of clutch shots. Prior to those moments, I felt like maybe there was some over dribbling from Jamal tonight, like a little bit of the offense is a little stuck in mud. I didn't think he really looked to spread the ball around with certain guys a ton at one point in time. And I also thought the Lakers were scoring a ton on him. But man, like he played defense in the final 5 minutes. He hit the biggest shots of the night. He hit the biggest shot of the night. He won the game. So how hard do you want to go, man? Like ultimately, Jamal played a good game. Jamal hit another shot. Jamal won another game against the Lakers.
Yeah, I was most mad at Russell Westbrook.
Oh,
I was very mad at Russell Westbrook. Not mad enough to say it loud enough so you could hear it because I'm a very timid man. But under my breath, I was like, "You son of a."
You think you would have been the first person that screamed something?
No,
bad
and in fact, my man Ryan Mordecai, who brought me to the game. His tickets, he's here. We're going to bring him on the show at some point. He regaled me with tales of cussing at Russell Westbrook throughout the years. It was a delightful experience.
I'm sure a lot of people have these stories. He is not alone. There's so many people that did that.
He probably recognizes you, by the way.
I think.
Are we moving on to Russell Westbrook?
Would you want to?
I'm sorry, I'm disrupting the show.
Go for it.
Russell Westbrook, I mean, we talked about the Jamal. Like, if you're a hater, then you could be upset. If you're a lover, then you could be. Russell Westbrook is truly that. Like, he is the epitome of, if you love Russell Westbrook, you have so many things in this game that you're going to get behind. Because, like, he brought the energy when no one else would.
Yeah,
no 100%. One else did.
Yeah.
He plays so hard the entire time. And it's not just about effort. It's not just about energy. Like, he makes some really good plays at times. He's the one that's taking, like, oh, you guys are going to dare me shots, I'll take it. I've always been big on you could play Russell Westbrook too long, and that's when you see the bat start to switch because he's out there for way too long. He played 27 minutes in this game. Probably should have stopped at 22. Probably should have stopped at 20. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the type of player that he is, because that's when the bad plays come, is when, he's having to do those reads and stuff. But he was good, in my opinion. Like, he did enough to win that game. He's playing the entire time with the energy intensity that you need for a guy off the bench, and he is a guy off the bench.
Yeah, and the only guy off the bench in the positive tonight. Now, he did play a lot of minutes with the starters, but I mean, I'm with you, man. I mean, look, Russ has never really entirely one thing in 2025, and we got you joked about the Jamal Murray experience. We got the Russell Westbrook experience. Checked in, hit some huge shots, right? Huge shots. And then I thought in the second quarter, he turned into this incredible playmaker that, both firing seeds to Jokic, but also as the release for Jokic with the doubles. So, like, he had that one to Christian Brown at fastball. You go, this is amazing. Like, this is peak Russ. And then I thought in that run, God, to end the third quarter, man, he couldn't stop turning it over. And that's the Russ that can be scary, right? But look, man, you don't.
That's the story of this whole game where you're like mad, but then you're like, why am I mad? They won.
Yeah, I mean, look, I thought Russ was good tonight. Like, I'm just saying there was a stretch where his turnovers were a big part of the problem, but that does not outweigh all the things that he did, I thought, tonight that ultimately, like, saved this game for Denver.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it was just like the difficult part came in bunches where I watched like 3 times in a row as his eyes just got wild. And he just ran down the middle of the lane. I'm like, there's no, what? And then just in real time, he just jumps. There's 3 guys there and he's passing off to somebody that's not there. And then just taking threes where you're like, bro, come on. I know you have to know why you're open, whatever. In the end, I agree. Like,
hey, you know what, Eric? I can't believe I did this to you.
You son of a biscuit.
Can you put a pin in it?
Put a pin in it.
Eric, you just
put a
can't.
pin in it.
Eric, we
because
love
I
you.
would love to hear about what you have to say about Westbrook on the other side.
On the other side.
Stay tuned.
We do want to hear it, Eric. We want to hear
I
it
can tell.
so bad, but like on the other side. How about Miller time? Jamal Murray time is Miller time. Miller time tonight. Are you kidding? Where is mine? That's
It's inside you.
Oh, okay. I already have it. That's fine. It turns out it was in me the whole time.
It's always been in you.
Shout out Miller Lite, the original light beer. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's not broken, so they haven't had to fix it, man. Miller Lite,
if it ain't broke, drink it.
drink it. That's right. The original light beer since 1975 and still the best one. I did not understand the importance of light beers when I was a young, naive man, and I thought I would be 21 forever. I'm 31 now. Light beers, very important part of the arsenal. And I don't mean light beers, I mean Miller Lights, because they are the best light beers. It's always Miller time when you're watching the Nuggets because they're either winning, and that's awesome, or they're doing some of the stuff we saw tonight, and that also makes you want to drink. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/DNVR to find delivery options near you. Or you could pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. And Red Hawk Roofing. Earlier tonight, we gave you guys our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways, always sponsored by the big homies.
Can I tell you my big
at Red
takeaway?
Hawk Roofing? Yeah.
Red Hawk Roofing is a great roofing company, dude.
Dude, that's a
What a
great
takeaway, right?
What a great takeaway. Great roofing company, huge Nuggets fans, awesome Nuggets fans. They're dedicated to this. They're always at the games. And when they're not at the games, they're at the bar. Sometimes they throw watch parties at our bar. They sponsor them. These guys are awesome. There's maybe a really cool thing we're going to get to do with them this summer. I'll just leave it at that. That's a soft tease. It's a soft tease.
We're moving in together. Oh, sorry. Oh, a tease.
It's
Sorry.
a tease. Don't get no. Yeah, they don't know that, by the way. We did not run that by them.
That's why it's
at
a
all.
maybe. We haven't
They
talked
are the best, though. They are the pros. Go with the pros when it comes to checking your roof. And you can trust these guys to go up there one time and just kind of know that these are your guys for the rest of the time. As long as you need help on your roof, whether it's over your home or your business, they have your back. Free, no obligation roof and property inspections. Free in-depth photo reports for all inspections. You can't always see how bad the damage is to your roof from the ground. Supporting local, your team's means supporting local businesses like Red Hawk Roofing. If you're looking for a new roof over your home or business, be sure to check out Red Hawk Roofing at redhawkroofing.com or call 720-771-8921. Tell them that DNVR sent you. And we're back. Eric, I don't know if you even remember.
Remove the pin.
Can you take the pin out? Tell us what you thought of Russell Westbrook.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. It was just like, just Russell Westbrook was both Russell Westbrook and Jamal Murray were a perfect encapsulation of this game, of this season for the Denver Nuggets. A lot of mistakes, a lot of head scratching, play until you need them, and then they're great. It was great. Like, I was so mad at him, and then I was like, oh, man, Russ.
But it was really just the third quarter.
Yeah.
Right. It was
It was everybody in the third.
It was a stretch because he was playing really well before that stretch.
I agree.
And that was a time that they were down or they were battling
Yeah.
with the team. And then the third quarter is kind of where it started going back and forth. But if you take that stretch away, it was really good Russell Westbrook moments. And also the thing with Russell Westbrook is he's just like he takes so many chances that no one else takes.
Yeah.
So that's where the turnovers come. And then also like we were talking about how he looked a bit more comfortable taking the shots that he is comfortable with. This game he didn't. Like the walk into a pull up 3-pointer, that's not a Russell Westbrook shot. Like that's not one that you have hit.
Just don't
that
take it.
one leg push off, like when he gets to his spot, that's not a shot that you should be taking.
Dirk.
But when he gets downhill, he gets to the rim. Right now, he's an incredible finisher with either hand. He's putting so much pressure on the defense that they're like having to foul him, or they're just letting him get to the basket because they think that he's going to miss. So really, you just want him to continue to do those plays, because when he starts to deviate from the plan, that's when the bad Russ comes.
As I've said all year with Russ, it's just please keep your arms and legs inside the ride at all times and stay seated, stay buckled. You know, it's probably going to be a fun ride. You could get hurt if you're not safe.
Dude, it's like going to the fair where you don't like the carnies set it up.
Yeah.
You don't know if they were
the
drinking.
cyclone on Coney Island. You're like, does this still work?
Well, no, because that's permanently installed. Like this is with the ones that go from town to town. You don't know if they nailed it in properly, so the tilt-a-whirl might just tilt more than it whirls, and then. But, you know, it stuck the landing, so let's go.
Yeah, and ultimately, again, just to be clear, bottom line, great Russ minutes tonight. Let's talk about Nikola Jokic. Interesting game for the big fella. He finished with 28 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. I didn't feel like he played a lick of defense, except, lo and behold, 4 stocks, of course, for Jokic. Eric, you mentioned what you heard at the game.
Yeah.
You could see it, man. They were fronting. They were doubling on the catch, swarming on the catch. So it was really about don't let him get the ball, but if and once he gets it, collapse. You know, a little bit of hacking, a little bit of pulling. The Jokic rules, right? I mean, it wasn't the Lakers, so they couldn't execute it at peak. But I thought they kind of did more of the same of what they did to him last time. Maybe not quite the same extent, but we saw it.
To me, it was right close to the same thing. They still had Jared Vanderbilt. He was like the lead. He was the main cog in that machine last time. He was playing super physical on Jokic. And I don't know, like just watching the game in general, I was really surprised, and I couldn't tell like if it's just like a perspective thing. It just the game looks faster and more physical up close, but like the Nuggets appeared to be getting fouled every time down when they would go up for layups, when they would try to get the ball to Jokic.
Just while we're on Jokic shot 17 free throws tonight, and the Nuggets shot 38.
Doubled them
Which is wild, and it felt like they were still not getting calls. Like that's
they
how
got a lot of. They were that physical.
That's what I mean. They were just playing like just absolute hacksaw on Nikola Jokic and everybody else, and it just was clear early on that's their strategy. That's now their official Rui adjustment, is just to be just basically sick Jared Vanderbilt have him front Jokic, deny him the ball. If he gets the ball, a guy come up on the back, like just surround him with as many people as possible, and then force the rest of the Nuggets to beat you, which early on the Nuggets were happy to oblige, but then that kind of fell apart. But just in general, it was a little bit of Jokic didn't seem like he was that involved early. Like, and I looked up at a certain point and he had like 3 rebounds and 2 assists, and like I was like, what is going on? Like Jokic is like oddly not involved in this game. But then of course, like down the stretch, of course he gets the and one. I mean, it's like what do you do?
My silly me, I was thinking, how are they going to get a 3 here?
You're overthinking the old-fashioned way.
You're overthinking,
and it was just like so smart of a decision. He was like, I could just go straight up, but I'm going to make him bite first so I could get 3 the hard way. And it's just like the IQ plays from Jokic. One of my biggest wishes in this world is for Jokic to just have a game where they feed him every single play.
I thought it was going to be for more
it's
wishes.
The whole thing you're doing.
No, I would definitely do that. I would wish for unlimited wishes.
It's a lot of.
You had 3 wishes. I would wish for.
I think I would wish for like 2 more wishes.
Yeah,
I wouldn't trust
You can't do that.
Yeah, it's
like the first thing they tell you.
I know it's true.
Did you lose all your wishes that way?
Yeah, I would have like fairly odd parents or something. But regardless, I want Jokic to get the ball every single play and for him to just be aggressive. Like I want to look up. Especially in a game like this where they're so highly favored, they're so much better than a team, that you just say, hey, did he get up 44 shot attempts in that game? Because I really do think this will be one of those games where he has 60, 70, monster stat line. But he was kind of not regular, but like it was a regular stat line that you would see from. It was below his averages, his season averages.
Right, yeah.
28 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. It's because they went through a stretch of like not being able to score. This was a high scoring game, so like him not having the assist like kind of shows you the process that they had in this game. It was not ball is popping type of game. It was more of like ISO ball. Yeah. They could not really score on fast breaks. It was just like, you know, some half court set type of stuff. But like Jokic, when you need him to come up with the stop, he comes up with the stop. If you need three the hard way, he's going to get you 3 points. Like he just has that barometer to know exactly what's needed in the moment. And I think that that's what truly makes him the best player in the world. What makes him the MVP is just knowing exactly what's needed at a time.
I agree. I agree. What scares me though, Dylan, really quick, is that I thought we saw what looks to be a Jokic injury that's bothering him, in my opinion. I mean, he's short on a lot of stuff right now, from free throws to the 3-point shot, which has cratered in the new year, really, or since the All-Star break is probably the better split. And I think he's shooting like 33% in the last couple of months. And I think lately it is about that elbow. And I don't know if it's going to linger. You know, Jokic is a guy who could have that wrist issue and then drop a 30-point triple-double. You never know, right? But it seems to be affecting him right now. 0-4 from 3. I thought short on some of those free throws as well. Overall effective despite everything they did to try to keep him out of the game. But I am a little worried about the 3-point shot right now because 2 months ago it was like the thing I was so excited about. What are you going to do? Are you going to force him out to the 3-point line? He can still kill you that way. Dev, do you have any thoughts on what I just threw at you in general?
Yeah, I mean, that's why the Jokic rules work. That's why he's having to go through double teams and try to score, because the 3-point shot is not there. And I think that's why in some games he cranks it up a bit more to try to take the game plan away from just like fronting him in the post, because it makes it easier to send double teams. It makes it easier for the spacing to not be there, especially if guys are not knocking down the 3-ball. So he needs to knock down the 3-ball, others around him, for that spacing, for the gravity that like comes with with the defense. It clearly, that's when the change started, is when the elbow, happened. He's not talking about, having the elbow issues, but it's clearly been when everything like slowed down. You want it to get back though, because I really do think that's how you open up the offense. That's when he's starting to get those big, assist numbers, because there's so much spacing. But right now, it's bottled everything up.
100% it has. And when he has that shot, we've said this before, Dev, he's truly unguardable. Eric, do you think it's just about the elbow right now? Do you think it'll come back around? What's your concern level on the shooting from Jokic?
I mean, it's not that high, to be honest. I mean, again, like I didn't feel like I was sensing Jokic like wincing, or like he wasn't acting like he was injured at all. To me, this game was just more about like they were just so physical on him. They were just, he really just had no room to operate ever. But the 3-point shot, I mean, like, I think it was more unnatural that he was hitting so many than it is that he's missing them now. I mean, he still hits a few, but I don't know. I mean, like, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I didn't get the sense he seemed like anything was bothering him I did the other night when he was like constantly shaking. He
was flexing it out constantly.
He didn't appear to, but he does have like, his shoulder. They clearly were doing work on him. He had cupping marks like all over him. So they're definitely trying to work something out.
I think we have Adam Mares. Is that right, Kale? Yep. Why don't we go to Adam Mares then? I'll look at that graphic. Almost heartbroken, then not quite heartbroken. Very curious to see.
That was great work on that.
Where he's at now.
That was Kale. Good job on that graphic. You were very talented. Very talented. That is a Kale graphic right there. What's that?
Go ahead, buddy.
I can't figure out how to center myself.
It's really hard, right? It's a lot harder than you'd think.
You mean like in life?
Right there, Adam.
In life, just take some quiet time and stop vaping.
All right.
Right there, poor Kale.
So I'll go into our notes here. Eric said he did not think Jokic looked banged up. Michael Malone, first thing he says, Jokic's really banged up right now. He says he's 5 free throws. When's the last time you've seen that? Have you seen it? He's tired. He's beat up. He's dealing with a bunch of different things. So That was one of his first things. Actually, his real first line, he comes in, he crumples up the stat sheet and throws it away. Like, kind of laughs about it, just as if, like, this game, let's not overanalyze it. And he says, look, this league isn't a beauty pageant. This isn't a beauty pageant. We're not winning any awards for that one. Whatever. The interesting thing, though, that he said to me, or that he said, he thinks Jokic and Murray, he wants them to get 20 to 25 shots a game. He said tonight they both took 16 shots. I want them to get 20 to 25. That's a lot of shots. And he says, no offense to any of our other players, but those guys need to carry our offense for us, and I need to find a way to get them more shots. Just kind of an interesting comment to me.
I love it.
I find that kind of interesting. I like it too, but it is kind of an interesting, like, deliberate shift towards wanting to free those two up for more shots at the expense of other guys' shots.
Maybe time to turn up the two-man game. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
And Malone was obviously critical of how the team played tonight, while also, I think, being measured. He was asked about, are you worried about this, worried about that? And he said, I'm worried about tomorrow is our 5th game in 7 days. That worries me more than anything. So I think, team's not playing well. Malone, 2 games in a row, has kind of insinuated that the team is tired and just needs a couple days off, and they don't get it until after tomorrow. We also talked to Jamal Murray. He says, I thought Jamal was really good today, unsurprisingly, coming off an ugly game. He says, what matters? Somebody asked him, like, does it matter that you win but you didn't defend or this or that? And he said, what matters is getting through adversity and winning. He said more than anything, and he thinks the team is really good at that. I mean, he came to that well a couple times. He said, we're a really good comeback team. I'd put us up there with the best comeback teams in the NBA. He said, I'd love for us to win a little bit better, but he just thinks that the team knows how to win games, and it doesn't look pretty, but they just know how to do it, which doesn't that define the season so far?
Yeah.
Like, we're uninspired, but they keep winning?
I would say everyone has all these questions about this team. They are maybe going to finish with the 4th best record in basketball. So,
Are we assholes? Is that really?
No, I think it's.
Well, you didn't hear what Jamal just said, but I think it really is kind of the point here. Is he's saying, like, yeah, this is what we do. It's not pretty. Malone, it's not a beauty pageant. Jamal Murray comes out and is like, yeah, we win ugly. That's what we do. That's kind of our style. So
yeah,
those guys at least believe that this is their style to some extent. And then he was asked about what they need. I asked him, what do you need to do between now and the end of the season? And he said, defensive urgency. Don't really care about offense. We're good on offense. We'll go on runs. We'll fight back. But we have to be better, and we have to be more physical. He said the physicality of the defense is the thing that they need the most, which I just thought was interesting because we've talked about them getting bullied lately. I think he thinks they need to start initiating some of that.
Well, I love to hear it.
Yeah, you love to hear it. Lastly, CB also spoke, and he echoed that. He was asked about it, and he says, yes, we need physicality. We've had stretches where we're been good on defense, but he said, that's my job. He's like, my job is to set the tone physically early in games. And so, he's like, I'm going to take on that responsibility of getting us to be more physical early on. So I thought that was kind of interesting. The last thing for him, he was asked about playing more minutes and how his body feels, if it feels any different than last year. And he kind of laughs and he's like, oh yeah, I feel way different last year at this point or this year than I did last year, meaning way more tired, way more banged up. So
worse. Oh, great. Awesome. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think worse. I think it's just he's playing over 30 minutes a night this year as opposed to 15 last year. So
I feel more tired this year.
I do too.
No, I mean, that's a real thing. He's talked about that all year long, is like his biggest adjustment of knowing that it's like a bigger ask of himself physically. Adam, last
thing for you guys. I want you to see here. You see this desk? No trash. That's my desk. That's where I sit for the game. Over here, the LA media. Just look at the trash.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Looks like downtown LA.
Looks like Skid
You guys
Radio
see
Row.
that? Isn't that offensive?
Throw him
LA
right under the
media.
bus. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh my God, so much trash over here.
Wow. That's
Disgusting.
despicable. Well, thank you for showing that. Maybe the most important note of the night. Thank you. And he's gone. All right, cool.
He didn't say nothing either.
Nope.
Like, he meant that.
He's gone.
He just logged out. didn't say goodbye at all.
That's incredible.
Well, he had to get that in. That bothered him.
There are more players, more things I'd like to talk
he
about.
literally trashed the LA media and then just disappeared.
But I've heard we have a lot of super chats we need to get through.
We gotta get
We
Ryan on,
also
too.
still have to hit player of the game vote.
All right, cool, great, perfect. Let's start with super chats. You want to switch and bring them on?
Definitely.
Dev, get out of here. Go, get out of here, Dev.
For you.
I know,
You
yeah.
guys went together.
Wait,
Yeah, I
are
know.
we-
I wasn't
Are
suggesting
we
I
not
should
hitting
leave.
player of the game? We need to do that.
No,
for a sponsor.
we're gonna do that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let's go ahead, Kale, then, and bring it up.
Player
Let's
of
see
the
what the chat did here with our UC Health player of
Any
the
guesses?
game. It was Jamal Murray, 26 points.
How could it not
4
be?
rebounds, 5 assists, and of course, the game-winning shot. UC Health live extraordinary.
Yes.
And shout out to Jamal Murray, who was extraordinary when it mattered most. And this is Ryan.
Hey, fellas.
Ryan Mordecai, who you may recognize from every single Nuggets game.
Yeah, he's there all the time.
He's if you ever see a DNVR shirt close to the other player's bench, it's because Ryan's wearing it. And I would say he's my best friend, right?
I think after tonight,
all
obviously,
right.
yeah, no.
Clearly, yeah, you've earned it. Well, we do have to hit super chats, but really quick, I want to hear your big takeaway since you came here tonight.
I was telling D-Line at the game that people want to make fun of Christian Brown for never giving up the rock when he's going to the hole. And he does to Jokic. He will give the rock to Jokic. No one else, but Jokic can get a dish.
And
from
absolutely
Brown.
no other players.
You know what, though? That's a great take tonight. 6 assists for Christian Brown tonight. Sneaky, maybe starting to pick his head up a little bit more for those last-second drop-offs. That's a fun one. I love it.
Yeah.
The Jamal Murray shot. Great vibes in the arena.
Great.
Tremendous.
Yeah. Let's do super chats, and then we got to get some of his stories from over the years.
We'll do super chats first then. Mr. X Squiz at Nugget. Jamal made a shot again.
Yeah.
Thank you, God. Good job, Vogt. Druid trading. Zeke, 5 offensive rebounds. Rest of the Nuggets, 4.
Well, yeah. Some of those were just at least 2 of those were his own misses.
Or tip-ins that he did not convert as well. Maya Torres, leave it to the Nuggets to go from best win to the most embarrassing loss to the most embarrassing win within a span of a week. Everyone having fun on the roller coaster.
Dude,
here.
so I was thinking about this. What statement have we made during this week, would you say?
Great question. That no one has any idea just how good
I
or
think
bad
this
this team
is
is.
question week.
Yeah,
right?
question week. Statement week, and the statement was a question. Shout out the boys' dad. My grandmother is better defensively. She's been dead for 60 years.
Oh, man, can we get her on a 2-way?
I would argue it's a little too soon for that, Joe. Mall P, Mall Cow. That's real. If you're listening on the pod, I did not make that up. I think this is the first time a team got a moral victory for winning a game.
It's so true.
Oh my God.
It's
That's
so
a
true.
great take. Yvonne NBG 62. This feels like a loss. Project bullshit. I feel like this team lost more than just KCP from last year. They lost spirit, professionalism, cojones, or Malone lost this locker room. Fire booth.
Just to remind everyone, they did win the game.
Hanging out here in the winner's lounge.
Oh,
with
let me
Toyota
tell you, the
Chat.
super chats are not going to feel like it was a win.
Oh, okay. So do we need to do a positivity counter?
Yeah, Eric, you count what you think
Okay,
is
so
positive.
we'll start from this point forward.
Well, so far we're at 0
Okay.
anyway. Vladislav, bad coaching and team building has run Jokic
Okay,
down.
so that one's going to go into the negative column.
We're going to say 0 still.
0 still.
Nash Sweden got up at 3 a.m. here. Third LA team almost won. We suck.
2 in the negative column.
Yep, I'm going to say that's negative as well. Here we go. Derrick Henry. Russ is my player of the game. Fire.
Positive. Ka-ting. All
Shout
right.
out Derrick Henry. And you know what? When you pay, you can declare your own winner of the game for
Do you
sure.
guys think that's the actual Derrick Henry? Like,
don't
he's
think so.
just a huge Nuggets fan?
Yeah,
don't think so.
Yeah, of course it is. You think there's more than one Derrick Henry? Come on.
Leachy or Lakey Fierick, first super chat, so want to be positive.
Hold on.
Well, hold on. CB has been so good this season, and Jamal owns the Lakers.
However,
However, very worried that we're still having games
that
like
was
this.
not a positive chat. That was a very neutral chat. No points awarded to either side. I'm sorry, man. I got
Literally had the word positive.
I
in it.
have to be objective in my
Calling
evaluation
balls
of
and
super
strikes.
chats.
I respect it. J-Yap flew 8,000 miles from Manila to watch the Nuggets at the bar and ended up watching the DNVR postgame show
we gotta get you
live
on,
in
too.
person. Shout out to the folks at the bar.
Come back here.
Wait, do you want to be on the
shout
show?
out J-Yap
This
for
is J-Yap?
Yeah, shout out J-Yap
Super
for
duper
watching the most chaotic start to a post-game show ever.
Say what's up. You should have read your own super chat.
J-App here, Juju representing Manila.
Let's go! That's actually awesome. I can't wait to talk to you more.
That's so sick.
So cool. I was like from Manila, but also from right in front of you. It's like that was a left turn. Rodney Hill.
Flew 8,000 miles and then walked 10 feet.
Lakers win in 5 or 6 games with fully healthy.
Okay, that's not
I'm gonna say
positive.
not
Okay,
positive.
so we've got one so far.
David Yankovic. Let's effing go. Project Dynasty is back, baby.
Okay.
Max, MPJ, and Jamal were able to compete with Reeves and Connect.
Let's go.
Not wait until Hunter and Tyson and Jalen Pickett make the rotation next year. Give Booth a 10-year
That
extension.
feels sarcastic. I'm not going to award it positivity at all.
Gail Monfleet. Oh, somebody better praise him today. Can I get a hallelujah for our Brody? Shout out Russell Westbrook.
Ding.
Hunter S. Forced super chat. First super chat. Got to sit in front of our friends Lucas from Spain and had a good time, even with a stressful game. A win is a win, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Hey, you know what, Eric? Count it.
Bing. 3, baby.
David Yankovic. Where is Harrison? Haven't gotten any Superstar J Huff updates for a while.
Is he implying that he is J Huff?
That's a good question. Have never been seen in the same. Actually, that's not even true.
I don't. Can I?
They have
Is
been
that
in the
positive?
same.
What was that? It was that was sort of a non sequitur.
Neither
Bing.
here nor there. Yeah. Yvonne MBG 62. I wish Yoke starts demanding trade
boy.
until front office is doing their job. All right, here we go.
Come on,
All right.
we can't.
This or hang on, they paid for it. Scroll up. I'm gonna do it. I'll do it. Do they even know it's Superstar was telling you? No, and you surround him with the great team. Hey, you know what?
You know what? You're mad. We get it. It's fine.
David
Work it out.
Yankovic, Devin Brennan, you guys are legends. Have a Drake on me. Great show, guys.
With the H.
Hey, this could be from back in time. You could have not been here.
Yeah, I think he sent this in before you got on the show.
I'm gonna check the log, and if anyone has acknowledged Eric being on the show before that super chat came in, I'm counting it as negative.
All right. You know what? Fair enough. Big Honey, OKC was the biggest test, and afterwards it seems the team has taken their foot off the gas as opposed to last season. Defense needs to be better. Defense sure does need to be better. I could not agree more.
Yeah.
James, dude, hit Westbrook, one of the least efficient players in the NBA. Even tonight, where he looked good, he's 4 of 10 from inside the arc. All the Nuggets are good.
So he basically said Russ sucks, but all the Nuggets are good.
I mean, he shot 3 of 6 from 3, though.
It was an all-time Russ night in the chat tonight. Half the chat was yelling at us for not including him in the player of the game poll, and half the chat was calling for him to be benched.
Dude,
it was amazing.
That's the full Russ right there.
Honestly, we should have just put him in, I guess. Mike P., the Nuggets are playing an 8-man rotation during a 5-game in 7-night stretch. That is correct. Lakers were smart to rest guys because they are beat up and tired. Malone and the Nuggets should do the same. Should have rested against Minnesota. In a way, they did, though. In a way, they did.
They did rest quite a bit while losing the game. Oh no, Yvonne
MBG 62. If Luka played this game, I think we would lose by 20. You are what you repeatedly do. The funniest thing is, I honestly think they would have played better if Luka played.
Well, but I'm telling you, so Luka plays. That means Dalton Connect gets 4 points. And Luka just scores the time that Dalton. I don't think it would have been any different.
I do agree with you are what you repeatedly do. So I don't believe in turning on the 0-4 Pistons defensive switch. Yeah, I don't know if the 0-4 Pistons defensive switch is.
I think that's negative.
Yeah, Kel, do we have an official counter?
I think we're at 2.5.
A guy, a dog, and a GoPro. Jokic wants to get fouled and will keep faking missing free throws until it matters. It's just not checkers.
Every little thing. We skipped one, didn't we?
Missed it.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And it's to a legend as well. Excuse me. Do you want to read this one?
Who, me?
Oh, there's a lot of numbers in it, though. Do you want? I'll give you an easier one.
Super chat 555 from 5555-ish. Guys, we hit double-digit minutes left. 465, 56 down, only 89.04 till 555. I know the guys are mad about the win, but hot take, it's still better than losing.
That is a hot
Kale
take.
Peppers, what do you got?
89 minutes.
Positive Bing 3.
One pepper.
One pepper. It's positive.
Should we do like a special show when Zeke hits 5-5?
I think
Yes.
we should have
Absolutely.
5-5-5-5-5-5-ish call in
I think that should be our last show.
and just end it there.
end the show.
And we all walk off.
What
One
else
of them has to be
is
the last
there?
show, right? All right, where else are we here? Dusty Old Cowtown. How did we let this become a vibey win? I don't know, man. $50 super chat. $50 from a guy, a dog, and a GoPro. Which one of you should I thank, though? The guy, the dog, or the GoPro? Lakers shot the lights out from 3, which is our kryptonite, but with AG back and CB consistently hitting threes, there's a chance at a championship. I ain't never giving up. DNVR for life. Also, D-Line. I'm glad you got to sit courtside
Yeah,
for a
dude,
fun
with this
game.
guy, the legend, Ryan Mordecai, my best friend.
By the way, positive.
Bing!
Napoleon Clayton, big win on my 35th birthday. Jamal Murray is a faker's killer.
Oh,
Happy
we got to
birthday.
go. Yeah, we got to go to
Oh,
overtime.
hey. And it is time now to head over to thednvr.com. If you are watching on your television set, you won't be able to do it much longer. Quickly, head over to thednvr.com, where the conversation continues in overtime, also known as After Dark.
Fuck yeah!
Too early. You pulled the string too early. There's 10 seconds left.
Wait, no. As soon as that comes up, it switches to the.
Yeah, it's when the bumper
Oh, it's
comes
good?
up.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Let him rip. Yvonne MBG 62. This franchise needs gutsy moves, even with coaching. Malone is terrible in game adjustments, coach. I wish we had Masai Ujiri again. I did not see that one coming.
He's not having a great track record right now either.
2013 team was his creation. A lot of trades and risky, but smart moves. Lucas Navarrete. Let's go. At least I got to see a win and a fun one, too. Thank you guys for your hospitality. Long live Denver and its Nuggets.
Yes, Lucas. Dude, you're
Wait,
the
bro,
man.
Lucas was here?
Yeah, that was our Spaniard friend.
Oh, at the game.
He was here on the show the other day too. And
I
we
missed
hung
it.
out with him.
I missed Lucas. That stinks. Kyle M. Hey, Vogt. Hey, Kyle. David Yankovic. A drink for D-Line, too.
Yeah,
showing
okay,
up to
cool.
work after that shit show.
Dig, positive. And I get a drink.
Rob Stennett. This game was painful, but it was worth it just to watch Jamal Murray make the Lakers suffer again. 2 seed. LFG. Ivan MBG 62. Shout out to my Serbian people. We are changing history. We have a big protest. Pumpage. Pump it. Serbians will understand the message. Let's go. Hey, power to the people of Serbia, though. For real. Unless, whatever. As much as I understand
We don't know. We don't know the dynamics.
You know what? I'm going to dial it
we're
back.
obviously with you.
No, shout out to the Serbian people. A guy, a dog, a GoPro. Again, St. John's will be the March Madness Nuggets. Rick Pitino is Michael Malone. Let's go, Rick.
Depending upon which super chat you listen to, that's either bad or good. He's either saying he sucks or he's going to win it. I don't know.
Yvonne MBG 62. Michael, the trade rumors are over, so I can play like crap till the end of the season.
Dang,
Just in the
Yvonne.
playoffs, Porter Jr. I honestly did not think Mike was that bad tonight. I thought he was barely involved. I thought he honestly did a lot of fine stuff. But whatever, man. E-Park Fishing, this game was like a 3-hour fishing session where you lose $100 worth of gear just to catch a tiny fish. Still counts. Cheers for the win, everybody.
I like that you stayed in character, though, with fishing, making a fishing metaphor.
That's perfect. Josh Barnett from Down Under. Give Eric the DPOG chain. That man was a dog.
That's right, dude. I was, and I did eat 2 hot dogs, so maybe that's why.
Cedric Exquisite. Guess how many Lakers fans lost here in Las Vegas, Vogt? That's worth it.
All of them.
It was all worth it. Yeah, as many as were there. What up, Winston? Says second seed, bad game, but happy with the result. That's positive. I love it, Winston.
Yeah, me too. Come on.
Icy hot these knees. AR-15 white headband looks like he was in a Mayhem Inns commercial. Oklahoma is the land of floppers. Drew Abreu, excuse me. Vogt saw the Nugs win a chip before turning 30. GG's. I know. It basically makes me not a real Nuggets fan, actually. It doesn't even really count. Christian Barber, the beauty pageant winner tonight goes to the Nuggets. We are a Sigma team, as the kids say today. Misunderstood, mysterious, and menacing. Can't trust the scoreboard. Another one.
Here's where Yvonne yells at us again. Let's go.
Yvonne MBG 62. Wotan, especially you, Eric. If we pay for the super chats, we can express our opinion. I agree. Even if it's negative, you can at least respect us and read it normally, not screaming and mumbling.
Well, hold on. Look, let me just say this. I don't respect you. Okay, keep going.
No, I like Yvonne. Hey, Yvonne, I owe you one. But
I said that wrong. Let me say it
think
again.
about the emphasis I put into Project Bullshit for you.
Yeah. Let me take that back. I didn't mean I don't respect you. I mean I don't respect your thoughts or opinions.
Oh. Well, that's, I guess, better. Teens on Acid, a friend of the show, friend from Australia. Ryan's jacket is far too dope.
Oh, thank you. This is, our man, Teens on Acid. Hell
The vibe. Should I move to Denver just to watch Jokic?
Yes.
As someone who did
Obviously.
that, I could not strongly recommend it more.
That is literally what Vogt did.
Greatest thing I ever did.
Okay, we're through the super chat.
All right, Ryan.
So, yeah. Oh,
Is there anything you want to get off your chest
we
here, Ryan?
got a buzzer beater from
we did.
Jackson, $2. How happy did Kroenke look? I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Stan Kroenke was on the end of the Nuggets bench tonight. I don't know if you guys saw that, which is bizarre.
We didn't see him.
Worth bringing up.
I was looking at
Don't know why that is.
JJ Redick.
But that is an odd
I
one.
did not notice.
So, yes. So, tell the people how long you've had these tickets that you've been sitting right behind the opponent's bench.
So really fortunate since the womb, literally. Let's go Nuggets inside the womb. My family's had them forever, so since they were the Rockets. So
45 years, is that what you told me?
Well, I've been alive for 44, so, and then they had them years before that. So I want to say like 60 years since they were the Rockets.
So if you're interested in getting those tickets, don't even think
They're
about
not-
it.
they're
They're
not
not
for-
available. They are unavailable. So in that 45, so I assume you don't have many memories from the womb, but since that time, tell people some of the stories you told me. Like I was asking him, what's some of the craziest interactions you've had with players, with coaches, things like that. Who did you say was some of the biggest player interactions you've had?
You want a top 5 or let I would say probably the craziest thing I witnessed there was, I think it was game 5 where Jokic started crowding the Suns huddle.
Yep.
And got a technical. And when they broke that up, the lady 2 seats down from me, she was wasted and said to KD something about he needs to eat a cheeseburger. And he looked at her and intimated towards his stomach and said, I think you've had a few too many. And
Touche.
she lost her mind, obviously. And he said about 2 or 3 more things to her. And then he got her kicked out of the game. So not only did he insult her, but he bounced her from a playoff game that she probably paid a lot of money for those seats for.
That's pretty good.
Latest with Landry Shamet ever since the Christmas Miracle dunk in his face. Every game, I remind him that he's in my favorite poster, and
that his soul is stuck in Denver forever.
Yep.
And then what did he say to you?
Finally, on the last one, because when he moved east, I only got him one time a year, and then he before I went up to yell at him at the beginning of the game of the last one. He said, I remember you. No, not again. And
That's awesome.
I said, I'm sorry, I got to get some new material.
But didn't you also say the first time you yelled at him, you're like, you're my favorite person? He was like, it was a charge.
No, that was the last time. He did claim it was a charge. I was like, man, they reviewed it. They went back. They looked. It's settled. It was not.
Oh, good stuff.
Tony Brothers once told me to.
We're in overtime. Go ahead.
We're overtime. He told me "fuck you" before tip off.
Tony Brothers said that to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and assume well earned on your part that you put your money's worth into that.
I mean, I didn't really say anything, but
You just went by.
but like for the last 10 games prior, I had just gone boo, Tony, boo, all game.
Like that was just
so
enough for him.
and so I think when I did it before tip off, he took exception to it.
And then you told me you had a good Darvin Ham viral moment.
Oh, so it may be fan fiction in my head. I don't know. So some things you think you.
Of course.
But before my nephew, he had a video of Darvin Ham not drawing up a play, actually, just sitting there against the Nuggets. And
I remember this. He was just like holding the board, but like,
and
not
very
actually
inspirational
doing it.
speech. And I think when the Nuggets were up, what was it, 3-1 last year, right before Ham got fired, I went ahead and put the video out. And went viral, and then he got fired shortly thereafter.
Oh, so in your head.
Yeah, my head. I had a small contribution. I contributed to it.
But an angle. I got
yeah.
Darvin. Well, in that case, screw you, man. Unget him fired.
Sorry,
Bring Darvin Ham
Well,
back.
that's
No,
the
I'm
thing
just
is that
kidding. It
like
was worth
Ryan's
it.
seats are actually so good that he feels as though he has like an impact over the game, but he might.
Right, he might.
He actually might. Like when we're up, when I'm here and I'm swearing at whoever, they don't ever hear me, but they actually hear you and they remember you.
Well, we do. I think it's about time to get out of here, but I do want to give you the last word here. Anything you want to say about your Denver Nuggets, about the game tonight, about Tony Brothers? Ryan, the last word is yours.
Tony Brothers can pound salt forever. About the Nuggets, like I would just say, a lot of doomer stuff out there. And, look, I've been through it. I went through the 11-win season. We've been through the Brian Shaw years. We've gone through passing on Vince Carter for Rafe LaFrenz. we've had a lot worse times. Things are really nice right now. We want to chip. Things are good, and we get to watch Nikola Jokic play basketball, and he's magical. So that's what I would say.
I think that's a beautiful last word. Ryan, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you in the Toyota chat for joining us. I think it's time to get out of here before they lock us in the bar. We'll see you guys on Sunday.
Let's go. We won. As a reminder, we won.
We all silly like the mayor.